the Blessed Virgin Mary is venerated under the title of Our Lady of Good Health in India. And this stems from a series of apparitions reported in the late 16th century in the town of Vailankini in India. Both apparitions took place to two separate young boys. The first was a delivery boy bringing buttermilk in a large can to another town. Along his way, he grew tired and he rested against a tree near a lake, when there was a beautiful woman suddenly there who approached him with a baby in her arms. She asked for a drink of the buttermilk for her child, which the young boy happily gave. Although when he arrived at his destination, he apologized because he knew that by his gift to this woman on the road, the buttermilk would have gone down and the full delivery wasn't given. When they opened the can, they found that none of the buttermilk had gone. In fact, it was brimming over with buttermilk. Some time later, another boy, young boy, in the town of Vailankini was selling buttermilk by the side of the road. Again, with all the passersby, suddenly there was a beautiful woman there holding a baby infant child. She again asked for some buttermilk to feed her child, which again, this young boy gave to her. After the child had drank, she instructed the boy to get up and go to another man's house, a Catholic man, in the next village. And he was to instruct him to build a chapel to Our Lady in that spot. The boy, who was crippled, was reportedly miraculously healed. He ran to the man's house. The man came and built a small chapel of straw to Our Lady at that place. Today, there is a basilica there. And it was reported that it was built by 17th century Portuguese sailors who were caught up in a horrible storm, prayed, and somehow miraculously were delivered just seamlessly right to the port and right at the very point of that small church. They discovered the meaning and they built the basilica. Our Lady in Vailankini reveals herself as Our Lady of Good Health. And there's a certain humanness to this. There's a certain sense in which Our Lady is simply strolling the streets with her infant in her arms, the baby Jesus in her arms. There's a certain humanness, and yet there's something very apropos as well to this Advent season. The time that we're reminded of Our Lady also journeying through the streets of Bethlehem with Joseph, looking again someone to help them as she prepares for the delivery of her baby Jesus. There's also a certain littleness to this, coming from these two young boys, not knowing who this is perhaps or anything like it, and yet a gentleness in their gift to her. And we're reminded with Our Lady of Good Health that oftentimes whenever we give to Our Lady, we give to Jesus, in fact. And when we give to Jesus through Our Lady, it becomes easy. And it becomes a little bit more simple. And this is exactly what saints like Saint Maximilian Kolbe and Saint Louis de Montfort teach us. There's a certain gentleness, a certain littleness, and a certain humanness to Our Lady of Good Health. And both of these are particularly important in this Advent season. As we come to this stable, bringing our gifts again in our own littleness to Our Lady to present them to Jesus. Our Lady of Good Health, pray for us.